Hey guys, this is Bauski, and I'm here with you watching another awesome game from Reddit r castit. Thanks to NinjaDuckBob for posting this on the subreddit. And if you don't know about the subreddit, well, oh crap. Ignore the timeline. And if you don't know about the subreddit, please go to reddit.com/r/castit and join in the fun. It's amateur casters, casting amateur games uploaded by amateur players. If you want to do either one, it's a fun day Monday every day. And here we go with the game. We have the map Neoplanet S, and our two players are NinjaDuckBob and SpaceDoodle. You can't see what it says here. It could say SpaceDoodle, but I swear to God it's SpaceDoodle. There we go. Yes, from the team AG, we have SpaceDoodle in the top right as the blue Terran, and in the bottom left as the red Protoss, we have NinjaDuckBob, who I have now realized after casting so many of his games, he is a random player. Because previous game he was Zerg. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, let's start with the game? Question mark. Actually, let's see what they're talking about. Good luck, have fun, man. Fun day Monday. Oh, are you? Nah, there isn't one. I don't know. They say things. I don't know what they're saying anymore. And NinjaDuckBob has a pylon, and he's making more guys. And SpaceDoo is also doing the same thing, not really having made anything so far. So both of them are gonna quickly expand soon, probably soon, hopefully. So let's actually talk about the map. Neoplanet S is a Kespa map that is now on the ladder. It's 2 seasons old on the 1v1 ladder right now. And it first was released on the Kespa Team League SPL, and it's seen a lot of popularity since then. What makes this map so different and interesting from other maps is surely not the main and the natural, which is exactly the same as any other map, with a small choke from the main to the natural, and the rather larger choke from the natural to the outside world. But no, what makes it very different is the pathing from one base to the other. Check this out. So this is SpaceDoodle's pathing to NinjaDuckBob's, and NinjaDuckBob has a very similar mirror reflected pathing all the way to SpaceDoodle's, which makes a nice circle if you look on the mini map here with me for a second. There's also an outer circle that you can take to get to your enemies, but it's this wide circle pathing that makes it very hard for a person to really ensure good defense and offense at the same time. In fact, it's rather impossible. If you want to do a really strong attack from, let's say, the south side that goes this way, then you have no way of defending against all of this up here in this path. Another interesting point about this map is the location of the third and the fourth. If you will look with me on the mini map here, there is the safe third, which can be taken over here to the left of SpaceDoodle, which has a nice little destructible rocks here and a small choke over here, and it's on a ramp, which makes it a double plus. Not only that, there is a place you can situate as whatever race that makes it possible to defend versus air and ground from your main, natural, and your third if you place your guys right here. The fourth, however, is very far away from the third, and it's the possible other third, and it's called the open third, and there are many open areas where the opponent can attack you from. However, the benefit is that from this third you can push out a lot quicker towards their safe third as well as their middle ground area to defend their nexus and their main, which makes it a pretty good pushing point. So yeah, that's the map, and I guess we should really talk about the builds that both of the players are going for. NinjaDuckBob's nexus has come a little bit later, and now he's putting down a gateway to add on to his first gateway and getting a Twilight Council. I guess NinjaDuckBob doesn't really care about SpaceDoodle seeing any of this, because SpaceDoodle has definitely seen what is going on here. Did he see the Twilight Council? Yes, he has. So, you know, he's not so surprised. The robotics bay, however, after the Twilight's Council is an interesting difference, and a gateway has gone up, and a dark shrine also has gone up. And I just realized that I lied to you in the beginning. NinjaDuckBob did not play Zerg in the previous matchup. He was Protoss. So maybe NinjaDuckBob is just Protoss, and I'm just really horrible at remembering what people do. NinjaDuckBob and SpaceDoodle have been talking this whole time. I hope you've been reading it, because I sure haven't. We'll go over it later after the game's done, just to see what they've been talking about, because I love reading things like that. In SpaceDoodle's base, we have... Oh, Dark Shrine, by the way. In SpaceDoodle's base, we have the +1 attack coming up, with another command center coming down for SpaceDoodle, and 3 barracks with a bunch of shenaniganery coming up, with a factory as well, and a bunch of Marines in the beginning. Judging by what NinjaDuckBob is getting, I think we can safely assume that the War Prism is going to have some DTs, and it's going to drop in SpaceDoodle's base. And SpaceDoodle already, I guess, kind of privy to all the timings and such, is making a missile turret in his main as well as in his natural. In fact, I'm so curious as to how it's going on. I'm wondering if he knew about what's coming or not. I don't know. Maybe he thought, well, Twilight Council, it could be a blink all in, so I'm going to make a bunch of these Marines and wait for that push. And then he thought, no, the timing is now too late for it. Maybe it is DTs, and thus he has gone this way. But I don't think that's it. I think he just kind of knew the general timings of such thing and made the missile turrets. And now the DTs are in SpaceDoodle's base, and they are coming in to do their fun, happy harass time. However, NinjaDuckBob or SpaceDoodle has already seen this, and the 1 Marine and a bunch of Marauders and a Marine have already taken the first DT in the natural, and are now taking care of the DT in the main, who runs away. And yeah, the 2 DTs start warping into Archon inside of SpaceDoodle's base. Meanwhile, a bunch of Stalkers decide to push in from the front, but SpaceDoodle already has a bunch of guys in the middle here. And 1 Stalker is going to go down, a 2nd Stalker is going to go down before the Zealots come in to start pushing and destroying all of these Marauders. Back at the top here, the Archon has been taken care of. More Zealots are coming into the main right now. Huge strong push coming from NinjaDuckBob now, and it's and all of these SCVs in the back here try to join in the fray, and with a little mining trick they're able to get in front of the Marines. And with this many Marines and Marauders, I think this push is going to be pulled back. However, we have to wonder how many workers were killed in this whole exchange. 23 workers killed by NinjaDuckBob. And not only that, NinjaDuckBob has pretty much stopped all of the mining from SpaceDoodle's main base. And now the Zealots are coming back in once more to do even more kills, just destroying things hard right now. And if he can get this missile turret right now, good God, he could send in more DTs and it would be crazy. But no, alas, the missile turret is saved, but a ton more SCVs are killed before SpaceDoodle is able to come in and take care of a lot of them. NinjaDuckBob moving the War Prism backwards and back at his base. He is putting up a robotics bay and making another immortal, and, you know, I wouldn't really even worry about a push if I was NinjaDuckBob. And yet, a push it is that comes, because SpaceDoodle knows that he is so far behind. If we look at the unit counter, we have 48 probes to 22 workers for SpaceDoodle. And, yeah, I really think at this point in the game, if he ain't gots it, you gotta push with it. And that is exactly what SpaceDoodle decides to do. No JK, he decides to do nothing. He forces a scan on NinjaDuckBob's base, and I mean, if he had pushed, I feel like he could have won, but he decides not to, and just holds up at his base and decides to make a couple more barracks, and finally pushing out with 4 SCVs, or I mean medevacs. I feel like he's a little late on the attack here, but a worthy choice nonetheless, especially since he is behind a little, and space behind a little, half. half the worker count, right? 49 to 58, yeah, almost half. So he's going to have to do some serious damage here. Another cool scan going on. However, we have to remember these zealots now have charge, so a lot of stimming and a lot of micro is going to have to be involved for SpaceDoodle here. NinjaDuckBob decides to make a natural while all of this is going on. And here comes the zealots, here comes the marines, here comes the marauders, and the beautiful marines just decimating the zealots here, and now they're pushing forward even more. The DTs are here in the front, however, and he's going to have to be careful in getting rid of them. Slightly dangerous, losing a lot of guys here, and the marauders are pretty powerful. However, oh my goodness, a little slight miss micro going on here, and SpaceDoodle has to run back home after losing a couple more guys. Oh, that's really sad. I feel like SpaceDoodle could have played that a little bit better, but yeah, now SpaceDoodle is in an even harder position, 48 to 33 workers. Not only that, NinjaDuckBob was able to take a third during all of this, and his army isn't in such a bad place. If we look at the army supplies, we have 44 to 34, 34 for NinjaDuckBob, which isn't so bad, especially if you're playing Protoss, especially if you're getting extended thermal minutes, especially if your first Colossi is about to come out. SpaceDoodle, however, did have that command center finished a long time ago and has it posted at the third now, at the safe third. And in a nice, amazing drop coming in here by SpaceDoodle right now, no photon cannons placed, and he can place, oh, very interesting position of placement by SpaceDoodle here, taking out not so much tech so far, going for the Templar Archives first, which is great because Psystorm wasn't done at all. And now all of these zealots are coming in here one by one trying to take down this army. And SpaceDoodle does a great job of starting to take down the Twilight Council now. But the DTs come in here and they're going to make quick work of these marauders who pick up. And meanwhile, NinjaDuckBob decides to push in with a ton of zealots and DTs. And SpaceDoodle is going to have to be very careful. Does the scan to try and take out this DT, but it's going to be too late. And with this one Colossi, he's doing a bit of damage, especially with these two Archons in the back. They're able to tank a lot of damage. But SpaceDoodle, you know, Bio's great, and he's able to take down the Immortals and the Colossi, and both players left in a very similar, even situation. However, NinjaDuckBob's going to have to be careful because his army supply now is only at 18, whereas SpaceDoodle is at 54. But most of the army supply is in medevacs, so he really can't do much about attacks or anything. Back at NinjaDuckBob's face, NinjaDuckBob deciding to go with Archons here. No more Colossi has been made because not only was the Templar Archive taken out, not only was the High Templar, whatever the thing is called. Let's look at it together, guys. Not only was the Templar Archives taken out, not only was the Twilight Council, that's it, I got those mixed up, but the Robotics Bay was also taken out, stifling NinjaDuckBob's tech for a while here. And now SpaceDoodle coming into the middle here just for shits and giggles. And these medevacs are going to be slightly out of position here, but it's okay since not a lot of stalkers are part of this army. And now SpaceDoodle, I think, is thinking about trying to attack this Nexus here. If we look at the upgrades with this P, no, that's pause. That's great. G is upgrades, because grades, right? If we look at the upgrades here, we have 2-2 for SpaceDoodle right now, with 1 attack, plus 1 attack for Protoss, and also 1-1, with 1-1 for NinjaDuckBob, and Charge already researched. So they're in pretty, I have to say SpaceDoodle has the better upgrades here, and his production is finally rallying up since he's made more workers. Interestingly enough, I still think, oh no, 50 to 51 workers, both people are now in very similar situations. If we look at the army supplies ones, 93 to 76. And, wait, what? Yeah, he did. So yeah, NinjaDuckBob putting himself at a very, very, bad situation here. SpaceDoodle sees us all. They're talking about it, and I want to look at the mineral count right now. Suddenly, NinjaDuckBob is making 500 less minerals per minute, per second, per whatever the hell is going on. And SpaceDoodle probably gonna take the army supply lead very soon here. NinjaDuckBob being scanned as he pushes in over here, and SpaceDoodle deciding to get into a good position. However, these zealots getting a really good position here, very wide angle, and these archons are coming in from the back, and they just keep repeatedly hurting these medevacs, which are gonna drop very soon if SpaceDoodle is not careful. And all of these guys take tons of damage. Zealots, speed zealots with archons is so good, and the one Colossus at the back does a lot of damage, and suddenly SpaceDoodle loses. Yeah. So that happened. I don't know what to say. That just kind of blew my mind in so many ways. Previous game I casted by NinjaDuckBob, which I didn't put up. He made some accidents targeting his own stuff sometimes, and I guess this time it was a big boo-boo. But NinjaDuckBob, I guess because of that, decided to push out, and it was great timing to push out because he was able to take care of SpaceDoodle's army as a whole. These Archons doing so much damage to everything. The medevacs, I mean, look how little energy they have now after the battle. They just lost all that energy so quickly, and this one Colossus did so much amazing damage. And with no Vikings and no Ghosts, well, there was one Ghost at the end, but he died. NinjaDuckBob just won because of the high tech. Amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed the games. Thank you, NinjaDuckBob, for posting the game once more. Keep on posting, please. It's always a pleasure to cast your games. And if you guys are ever interested in me casting your game specifically, just send your replay to bauski.sc2@gmail.com. I can do casts, I can do feedback, I can do analysis. Feedback is analysis. I'm just saying things over and over again. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much, and I will see you guys tomorrow.